Hello, people. Theo Hayes. Now, this is an example for an update for Theo Hayes. I stood up there on the beach and I said the outgoing current, and people up there still emailing me today. I've had 10 emails today about still trying to find Theo. And I said, it's the current that got him. He went out between the rocks, and it was a great north-south current on the east coast of Australia. Now, here is the story of this time. A American woman decided to go for a skinny dip off somewhere in America on the 21st of May, 2022. Now, let's just have a look. There's Venice Beach. There's the size of a house in the background. She went in there for a skinny dip at midnight, and she said apparently when she woke up in hospital, she said she didn't know what happened. All she knows is that she got disorientated and she could not see the coastline. And a guy come along there in a yacht 2 days later, 3 days later, I found her 2.5 miles off the coast. So that'd be, where is that distance there, 2.5 miles. And she was 5 miles away from Venice Beach. And she was stark naked. And this guy found her. Now, can you see the picture of the current? That's what that big L-shaped line is. See that left-hand turn? Right. That is the current. Right. And that's where this woman was found. 3 days later. People don't realise how strong these currents are. She was right at the beach. She went in there for a skinny dip. She's only a couple of feet in, and it took her. Now look how the land goes round to the left. The current washes around the bank. It comes right up against the sand. Can you see it? Can you understand it now? So, if you want to get out and see the story, novice sailor rescues naked woman 3 miles offshore, dolphin helped. Josh Post. JOSHPOST. 520,000 views. Right? That explains to you what happened to Theo. Exactly the same principle. He's gone in out there from the headlands of Byron Bay. The current comes around the headland. It's grabbed him and it's taken him. And it's also been made now, there's over 1 shark attack a week. And the sharks always hang around the Byron Bay headland up there in northern New South Wales at Byron Bay. So that's a little update there for Theo Hayes. Okay, that's just something to give you something to think about. That's why his phone was up the beach, but not up at the log where I found the car key. His keys were further down the beach, exactly where the guy stood there with the camera when he was filming me, and I walked up from the water's edge, and that's why. So let me just redo it again. I'll use my finger. Right, where am I? Right, I'm down here. I say the X is the cameraman. I walked up there to the cameraman from down by the beach. But the log with the car key was over here. That's why his car keys, his phone was there. Because he walked down the hill, went in between the 2 rocks in Byron Bay, and he got washed out because the current come around the headland like that. Go and look at it on Google Earth. You can see the current. It comes around there. It comes round the headland, goes round an island, and comes around the headland and dips in, grabbed him, and went that way. Anyway, he's gone. In my mind, he's gone. Why hasn't he been spotted anywhere? Why hasn't anybody found any of his ID anywhere else? Why hasn't anybody found any of his clothes? Why hasn't it? Right. That's right. there's a lot of transition people up there, transit people, homeless people. And, they pick things up and they throw them in the bin. Whatever. He's gone. Theo Hayes is gone. Sorry to say. It's very nice the New South Wales government put out $1,000 million reward. I think he's gone. I've already flown up there. I walked it. I went where he went. I stood there. I studied the tidal charts. I looked at the currents. And I used to ride a surfboard up there and a surf ski. And even the surfers up there would say, you get out in that current, you are gone. Now, if you want another clear example, go and look at the TV show called Bondi Rescue, right? Bondi Beach in Sydney. And it's got what they call the backpackers rip. And there's a sign up, no swimming. And what do the backpackers do? They go in there for a swim. They just don't read it. They don't get it. That's where all the water comes in on the beach, along the beachfront. It goes out around the edge of the rock face. The water's got to get back out for the other water to come in. Right? It's got to circulate. That's a magic word. Circulate. So please, stop sending me emails telling me all these different theories how he climbed up the rock face. He did not climb up the rock face because even the police said you can't climb up the rock face. The police said he got washed out. The police were right. He didn't walk around the headland. Why would he walk around the headland if he left his phone on the beach? If he got abducted, why wasn't his phone taken with him? And why wasn't there a scuffle on the recording of the GPS tracking device of his phone going around there in circles? And then why was it turned on 12 hours later, 6 hours later, and then why was it again turned on another 6 hours later? 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then lunchtime. No, he left it on the beach. No one grabbed him. He went in there for a swim and he got washed away. Then somebody come along, took his clothes that were left, and they tried his phone the first time at 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought, oh, well, that's no good, just leave it. What's the point? You can't get into it. It's an OPPO. They left it. Somebody else has come along at 12 o'clock, picked it up, turned it on, and walked around the headland trying to work out how to crack the code, and then when it died, just threw it out in the ocean. Most plausible explanation. Because that's what people do. When you find a phone, you can't crack into it. What do? You go and hand it in the police station if it's just a $100 phone? Or do you just go and throw it in the bin or just chuck it away? I know what I do. I just chuck it away. Because you're going to get asked more questions than answers by handing it in. And what's the hassle? Because usually they won't give it back. And Theo could have been on the bus going down to Melbourne and he would have said, oh, don't worry about it, as far as they knew. So a lot of people don't hand in things. Look at me. I brought home a purple and white towel. Yes, I brought home the purple and white towel in the video. Go and look at the video. There's a purple and white towel sitting up there on the sand. I said, look, there's a towel. I brought it home here. I got it here, right here, at home. So there you go. Anyway, see you later. Me, Mr. Ominoid. There's just a clear example of tidal current. Right? A woman got washed out. Go and watch it. Novice sailor rescues naked woman 3 miles offshore. Dolphin helped. Josh Post. Joshpost. Right? 21st of May, 2022. Exactly the same thing as what poor old Theo Hayes went through. Okay, from me, Mr. Ominoid, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. God bless. Take care. And we'll be out there on the road again soon. Bye.